Hey, I'm Colleen Clinkenbeard, and I play Monkey D. Luffy, and you are listening to Chronicles of the Lost Realm. Bum, bum, bum.
I am the Chronicler. I am here to recount the tales of the greatest adventurers in the realm. Follow us on grand adventures through high magic and grand swordplay. In a world ravaged by monsters, ruled by tyrants, and fought over by villains, who would dare to stand up to them? Lend me your ear, and I shall tell you.
Hey everybody, welcome to a special bonus edition of Chronicles of the Lost Realm. We're calling this one the Fireside Chat episode, if you will. Tonight joining me is Chris as Faerun.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I've got our resident bard Billy, played by Keith.
How you doing?
And finally we have Ukma, played by our newest member Scott.
Hey, everybody.
So if you remember anything from the season finale with episode 10, season 1, the Stumble Crew had defeated a demon and had kind of found out a little bit more about Gress, and had Billy had the book, which was the history of Gress in general, just kind of a generalized book that he could resource to find information as he needed it. But the biggest plot twist, if you will, is that Faerun found an old friend / frenemy and sibling, his twin sister Quinthel.
You had to bring family into this.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't even drunk.
Always family.
And I wasn't even drunk for it.
So we're going to pick right up where we left off with
Family reunion.
Family reunion here. The other drow across the bridge lowers her hood, and Faerun instantly realizes that face through the darkness that it is his twin sister Quinthel, who kind of squints her eyes to look at Faerun. Is that you, brother? Faerun?
What are you doing here, and why do you have a whole bunch of other assassins pointing arrows at us? I say as I make a tighter grip on my hilts.
Wait, hold on. You have a sister?
No. My mother was a virgin and my father was a carpenter. Yes, I got a sister. Didn't she just say brother?
How did you make that reference?
I read.
I read. Oh, please forgive me. I'm sorry. She kind of does a little wave with her hand, and all the other assassins around the room lower their bows and everything, and she kind of comes across the bridge towards Faerun, and she says, "My apologies. I've actually been here a couple of months. I was able to discover something very interesting about this realm, something that actually I was very close to discovering how to reach our father."
You found out where Dad is?
I did.
Where? What's going on? Tell me what's happening. And as Ferran's saying this, he looks down at her waist to see if she still bears the red sash of the Dawn Shadow, knowing that she's hanging out with these assassins.
She is still wearing it, but it has no real meaning within the house, the Drakmore house. But she says to you, when Nim defeated Loth, somebody had to fill the vacuum of power that was left by her absence. And being that he was the hero of the Drow, he took up the mantle as the god of the Drow. When he did that and led the other Drow back into the Underdark, that's when things kind of went awry. He wasn't able to maintain his life force on the material plane, and he had to return to the demon web pits, the 66th level of hell. That is where he is being held captive. The power that is loss has manifested in a physical form and is actually holding him hostage, driving him mad, causing him to do terrible things to the drow that live under the earth's or under the realm's crust.
Well, that makes sense with the reports that I heard before I wound up in this lost realm of power ships within the Underdark, as far as like the matriarchy in the great houses.
Exactly.
I thought there were only 9 levels of hell.
Well, that's retconning that. It's the 66th level of the abyss.
Nope, you already said it. It's canon.
Plus, it makes Billy's outburst funnier.
Right.
66th level of hell. Billy, I thought there were only 9 levels.
Oh, yeah, Quintel, that reminds me. This is Billy, the bard, and Ukma, I don't really know what he is, but he likes to stab people from behind. I have no attachment to the bard whatsoever, so if you guys still feel like shooting something...
Hey!
No. I assure you that I will not need to kill anyone yet. So,
at least somebody respects me.
This
By the way,
room that
didn't
we
we
are
have
standing
another
in is
member?
actually Hillman. Yeah, he's just kind of standing there dumbfounded at everything and staring at your sister, kind of drooling as Hillman does. He unfortunately wasn't able to be here, so he's just kind of NPCing it.
Hey, if you don't avert your eyes, I swear to God, I will pull out one of the 4 remaining darts.
Hillman, I swear to everything holy, I will pull out the book.
Which Billy is the only one right now that understands that reference. So Quintel says, this room is very important. More important than you may think.
Wait, before we get to this room, that I've got to know. There's something I've got to know before we even talk about the importance of this room. How did you get here from Faerun, and what are you doing with this house?
This house was actually a happy coincidence. They're based out of an inn in the city of Varesh. They have had a nice little headquarters underneath the inn. Everything was going great, and I was just a humble member of their group at the time. But the Demon Queen, I don't know if you've had any dealings with her as of yet, but she hired us to retrieve a stone. It apparently had some kind of extremely powerful significance to her, and she was willing to pay us quite handsomely. But unfortunately, the person that we were tracking that was holding the stone eluded us, and we were only just able to catch up to him after he ran through a place called the Sleepy Oak Tavern.
I think we've been through that place once or twice.
We finally tracked him down in the woods behind it, but unfortunately the stone was already gone.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, I think I'm familiar with that. I seem to recall a lot to do at that place. In fact, that was the night I met this idiot.
But the queen, after that incident, was so extremely upset with our failure that she sent her guards to completely annihilate the house. Myself and the 10 people standing in this room are all that remain, and now I've devoted all of my time and efforts to retrieving those stones from the queen, the 2 that she has, so that I can go save our father.
Oh. Well, you do know there's 4 stones.
Billy pulls Faerun aside and kind of whispers to him, "Should we tell her?"
I don't know yet.
So the importance of this room, while it was initially used as a portal only to the Abyss and to bring demons into this realm, I've discovered something. It's much larger than you may think. This realm itself is the nexus point of all other realms in the entire multiverse. All realms are connected to this one. And this room is the epicenter of all of it. If we were able to retrieve all 4 stones, we could travel to any plane of existence, any realm.
Come again?
I know it sounds crazy. And I know that it may come across that way, but I swear it to be true.
Any realm.
Any realm.
Any realm.
As far as I have ascertained, any realm in existence, yes.
We got to get those stones.
Why? What realm are you looking to get to? I thought you were from here.
Kinda.
Bum, bum, bum.
Ukma. Feel like stabbing
Yes.
something?
Sorry, what was that?
Feel like stabbing something?
Hey, we don't need to
Come
resort to
on.
violence.
Want know more where the queen is? Sister, know where queen is.
Yes, the queen, she's in her palace in Varesh.
The Queens of
Ukma
Varesh.
goes to Varesh. Smash. We go.
Excellent, Father. I am in the mood for a little trip.
And Ukma starts walking.
I guess that's it for Ukma's smash.
Well, Quinthel kind of
We
watches
had-
them walk, and she's like, honestly, it would probably be a good idea to head back to the Drakmore headquarters in Varesh as well. We can rest there safely, restock, resupply, and come up with a battle plan.
We have a Hulk.
Nah. I'm gonna. Damn it, breaking
Ukma has
character
a
on me.
Hulk.
Yes, Ukma has a Hulk. That for some reason is his daughter. Billy, pick up
Long
Hillman.
story.
Let's go.
Billy begrudgingly picks up Hillman.
Straps Hillman to his back like C-3PO and Chewbacca in Empire Strikes Back.
Right?
Billy is quietly wishing that we could retcon having Hillman killed by the book.
So outside, there's actually a pretty nice little set of wagons that your sister had rode here on, including your guys' own wagon.
About to say we paid some good money for that.
Right, yeah, it's all still there. Ukma, when you head outside, you see 3 wagons, all pulled by 4 horses each.
Right.
They're all
What
in
happened-
very, very good
What happened
condition.
to Nua?
She's sleeping in the back of your wagon
She
Okay.
just kind of wandered off.
because the DM forgot all about her.
Where's Fluffy?
Fluffy. Which one was Fluffy?
Fluffy's my displacer piece kitten.
Oh yeah. They're all because nobody specifically said, and to keep them safe, all of the pets are in the wagon
Okay,
with Nua.
that's why Noah stayed behind. She was
There you go.
She was babysitting the pets.
Right? She's actually like curled around them, like a dragon would curl around eggs.
Yet it looks like Fluffy is like outside of that curl because displacer beast.
Any
Right.
any word on how long it'll take my green egg to hatch?
You kind of got to figure out how to hatch the egg first.
I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam. I am.
Well, I definitely don't want to throw it in a fire first.
Yeah, you can roll either a wisdom or an intelligence check. Since
I'll go with
you are
intelligence since I have a higher intelligence.
Yeah, come on, Khaleesi.
No, I'm not entirely certain it's a dragon egg. I'm pretty sure it's something else.
I would be impressed if it is a dragon egg, though.
I hope it's not a green dragon. Ha! That would be a 5.
okay. Well, you may not know anybody specifically within Varesh that may know. You do kind of figure that being that it is such a large city, that there should be some sort of biologist or anthropologist that would know something about these different eggs and what they are and how to hatch them.
Fuck it, I'll ask Lisban.
Oh, jeez. Of all the people you could ask.
Oh, well, as we're walking to the carts, Ferran grabs Quinthel by the arm and says, "A word a minute."
Certainly.
We take her off to the side a little bit, and he crosses his arms, looking at her, and says, "You still haven't answered how you got here."
It was actually the most unbelievable of coincidences. I had found out about this place through this crazy little old man. He was shorter than a halfling, but built similar to a dwarf. He had long white hair with like a bald top to his head. I don't know. He called himself something strange. It wasn't an actual name. What was it? Chronicler? Chronicler? Something like that.
What the hell is a chronicler?
That's what I said. But he bestowed upon me a bag of holding and a portable hole, and he said that if I concentrated hard enough, that I would be brought here if I inserted them into each other, which is part of my plan, by the way, on how to find Father.
By inserting yourself into yourself?
Oh, no. You insert a portable hole into a bag of holding, and it rips the dimensions, creating a gate to another dimension, or realm, if you will.
Out of character, I love that the Chronicler's idea of getting somebody to another dimension is to have them divide by 0 with a bag of holding.
Error.
Good morning, Captain.
I was very, very confused at first why he brought me here. I had no idea what my purpose was. And to be honest, joining the Drakmore house was more out of necessity than anything.
I kind of get the feeling. I was on a quest in Faerun trying to gather information about Father. Wound up sidetracking to help with a troll issue and ran into somebody. What was her name? Some witch, Baba Yaga. And
she sounds powerful. I don't think I've encountered a witch yet.
She transported us, the halfling and myself, here, literally right outside the door to the tavern that you guys were in, and that's where we met the bard.
Huh. That is actually a very intriguing prospect. Perhaps that could be a plan B. It sounds like she has the power to just transport us to wherever Father is.
From what I understand from a wizard that we visited here, Baba Yaga is one of those eccentric wizards, kind of like the one that was friends with Father. You remember, Corbin Harpel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite the crackpot he was.
Yes, he was a Harpel. I mean, name one of them that isn't. But the thing is that from what I understand is that she shows up only when it's inconvenient.
Well, that sounds like the juxtaposition to the chronicler. He seems to show up when it is convenient.
I've not met a chronicler like outside of a librarian.
Right. It's quite interesting that somebody like that should exist, especially with that kind of information. But I'm very intrigued by this half-elf traveling with a troll. That seems like a juxtaposition in of itself.
I haven't yet begun to dig into that one. As a matter of fact, the only digging that happened was my swords into the troll and then his swords into my back.
Well, all of her little cronies there pile into one wagon, into their wagons, and they start to head off. And she says, "If it's okay with you, I would really enjoy riding with you all and kind of reconnecting with you and hearing their stories, where they're from, what like this whole troll situation. That blows my mind. And this one over here," she points at the bard, "he's talking about bodies and other realms. So I kind of want to know what his deal is. Just in case I have to kill any of them."
It's complicated.
You know what? Actually, I'll agree with my sister on this, Billy. I think it's about time we started to learn a little bit about you.
I feel like you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
I've been traveled from one dimension to another in a house. Since then, I've met a half-elf who fathered a dead troll. A halfling who is completely insane. A green-haired bard who hates puns. Been thrusted and thrown into so many different situations and scenarios, including land sharks. I'm pretty sure I can handle whatever comes out of your mouth.
How do I explain this? So, you know that tavern that we all met in?
Yeah.
I woke up in that tavern about 40 minutes before y'all got there.
The wagon begins creaking slowly towards Varesh as Billy opens his tail.
So,
I'm listening.
I woke up about 40 minutes before y'all got there. And, well, I'm not from here. And I'm not a half-elf either. Well, I mean, I am a half-elf, but I wasn't originally.
Okay.
I'm from another world.
So far, I'm not shocked.
Except my world's probably different from all the worlds you guys seem to have come from. You see, the world I'm from, this shit's a game.
Excuse me?
Like, this is fantasy in my world. This doesn't exist in my world.
Doesn't exist. A game. What are you talking about? Like jacks, jump rope, tag?
Like, humans are the only race there is, and we play this kind of thing for fun.
Veron looks at Quintel.
She looks kind of mortified.
Yeah, I was about to say the twins share one of those looks that twins get. Yeah.
See, I told you wouldn't believe me.
Okay, well, explain something to me, Mr. I'm not a half-elf, but I'm a half-elf from a world where half-elves don't even exist. How is this a game? And even more so, if it is a game, to you, and obviously not to us, why would you put yourself in peril and harm's way by
'Cause I
playing this game?
I didn't. I was brought here against my will.
Transdimensionally raped?
I wouldn't necessarily put it that way. It was more of a punishment, but...
Okay, now you have my attention. Anything that deals with your punishment, I want to hear.
Jeez.
I was sent here and put into the body I currently possess because I was kind of a dick.
No.
And I guess my challenge is that in this life, I'm supposed to do better. Billy does air quotes with that last comment.
I made the fires better.
Mm-hmm. And how exactly are you supposed to make things, and Ferran mockingly gives the air quotes, better?
Fuck if I know. They didn't tell me that much.
Does explain your proclivities for profanity. I'll give it that much. All right, well, it's definitely a strange tale, but not the strangest thing I've heard.
Now, do you understand why I want to get the stones?
No. Honestly, I don't.
Because if that is connected to all realities, maybe it's connected to mine, too.
But is that really making things better, just trying to get yourself back to your reality?
I just want to go home.
Don't you think we all want to go? I'm pretty sure even Ukma's not from this realm. Actually, are you?
Born and raised here.
Okay, finally, one that's actually from here. We have a native.
Quintel is just staring at the troll.
You know what, Billy? We'll touch on this later. I haven't seen my sister in a while, and I know I can see in her face she's chomping at the bit to ask Ukma and smash some questions. So
She kind of points a hand at the troll, points a hand at Ukma, troll, and she's just going, how? What?
Smash Ukma daughter.
Uh-huh.
Many year ago, Ukma sent out by Lord Palpatine? Palpa, whatever.
Come again?
Ukma find trolls in forest. Group that Ukma with fought trolls. Ukma take this troll by self, but felt sorry. Ukma know it was young troll. So Ukma capture, and Ukma know troll language. Ukma talk to troll, befriend troll, adopted troll.
Well, I guess that was a bit easier than I was expecting it to be.
Name troll Smash. Smash protect Ukma. Ukma protect Smash.
But why does she talk like that?
Pirate friends.
Oh man.
Actually, it does raise a question that I have.
The troll learned the Queen's English
Yeah.
from pirates.
Queen have nothing to do with Smash.
No, not that queen.
What other queen?
Fuck, I forgot you guys wouldn't get those references. Never mind.
Before I wound up in the Lost Realm, Smash, I have a question for you. Before I wound up in the Lost Realm here, back in my home reality, I was on a quest to help out a lumberjack community who was missing lumberjacks, and it's because of a 14-foot tall troll who referred to himself as Smash. Relation?
It's entirely possible. I mean, Smash is actually a very common female troll name.
This was a male.
Are you sure?
I lit his nuts on fire. Yes, I'm sure.
Well, then I would have to say his parents quite hated him.
Then I did them a favor.
Quite possibly.
They
Well,
were
this sounds like quite a ragtag group you have here, Farron. Quintel says to you.
Oh, these aren't mine.
As as everybody is sort of like talking amongst themselves and getting to know everybody, Billy is kind of sitting in his corner of the cart playing "Runaround" by Blues Traveler on the hurdy-gurdy.
Oh God!
As he plays that, Ukma points over to Billy and whispers something to Smash.
Okay.
Right? He whispers, "Smash, you like Fancy Man?"
Well, I suppose he is a little attractive for a half-elf.
You want Fancy Man?
Well, I never really considered it, but I suppose it is about time for me to settle down.
He played pretty music.
He does play that terrible music very well.
Never thought I would never thought I'd hear "Runaround" described as beautiful.
Fancy Man, you marry Smash.
Quintel, didn't Mother ordain
Hard
you under
pass.
didn't Mother ordain you as a priestess of the Druid Sisterhood? You could actually proceed over their union.
That'll be a hard pass.
Excellent. It decided then.
No, hard pass means no.
Quintel kind of laughs and stands
Ben,
up.
stop.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in this wagon.
Ferran reaches over the side of the wagon and grabs 2 sunflower stems and quickly starts fashioning rings.
Ukma's so happy.
And that was the time Billy almost married a troll.
Billy shouts, "Fuck this shit, I'm out," and jumps off the cart.
At this point, the Dragonborn Nua wakes up. It's like, wedding? Let's get drunk.
Right?
No wedding.
I said, let's get drunk.
Right. Woo! Reception! So the wagon carries on, and for the sake of argument and things of that nature, it takes the 4 days to get back, but along the way, you just kind of gotten to know each other along the way. There's been no hard encounters to speak of. A few minor vermin here and there. You guys squanch easily. And you make it back to the bustling city of Varesh. And the wagons pull up in front of the Busty Gull, which is the tavern that Quintel spoke of, where the Drakmore house lives down in the basement. And she kind of stops for a second and says, "Well, I suppose I should have been a little earnest a bit before. I'm in a bit of a situation."
What kind of situation?
Ferran is leaning against the wall with his arms folded, like, yep, here it comes.
Well, as I said, the Queen pretty much wiped out everything that we had going for us. And unfortunately, it's hard for assassins to get work in a place where nobody needs assassins. And as such, we're about to lose our headquarters down below if we can't come up with the necessary funding to pay the tavern keeper.
And how much funding does this require?
Well, we're a month past due, and this month is about to come due, and that's in the realm of 700 gold.
But, good. Yeah, sure. Let me check my bank account.
Well, the good news is there's no shortage of odd jobs that we could do to try and raise the money.
Odd jobs is how I wound up in this shithole.
I'm pretty sure Odd Jobs describes everything we've done so far.
Well, we still have at least a week, so let us go in, have some drinks, and just kind of discuss and figure out what our next move will be.
Fair enough. Let's go in, have a drink. And you can tell me how you guys wound up 700 gold in the hole.
No, she kind of just did. All of her people got murdered by the Demon Queen.
No, I got that much, but again, a place where assassins are not necessary, trying to run an assassin's guild.
Right? Well, now they're more
like,
of a bounty hunter guild.
Sounds like poor planning to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's a time for a change of occupation.
Exactly. Well, if she says if we could free father, then I wouldn't have to worry about it. But she goes in. All of her little minions follow. What is Ukma and Smash doing?
Ukma and Smash are going to basically bid everybody farewell because there is no way that Smash is going to fit into this place, and we need to find some lodgings for Smash. So, Ukma bid you all farewell. Smash and I need find room or forest. Whichever.
I'm quite sure that our paths will cross again. I have no doubts about it. It was a pleasure to meet you, Billy, Faerun, Quenthel.
Again, sorry about the swords to the chest.
Oh,
Yeah,
those wounds have long since healed.
Seem to put a damper on our first encounter.
And with that, Ukman and Smash kind of wander off into the sunset.
Yep.
Hillman stumbles inside and following Quenthel.
Where they'll all see each other again in Chronicles of the Lost Realm, the sequel.
The quest for more money. But yeah, so Quenthel heads in and Hillman goes to sit down. She orders up a round of drinks from everybody. The bartender kind of says, looks at everyone. Well, everyone that went in, rather. Well, Quenthel, have you found a way to make the money yet? No, not yet, but I promise you, I will have the money this month. I hate to kick you out, lass, but unfortunately, without my rent, I have to work harder, and I have a family to feed. 7 sons and 12 daughters, remind you.
Ferran walks forward, introduces himself to the man.
Welcome to the Busty Gull, sir. What can I get for you?
Well, first off, I could definitely use a drink after today. I haven't seen my sister in months, and to discover that she's under hard times, I'd like to try to broker something with you on extending a little more time.
Well, being that it's a family reunion, I'll make the drinks on the house this time around.
Appreciate that.
And then go ahead and roll a persuasion check to attempt to persuade him to grant you a little more time.
Before I do that, because first off, I got to pull up the MRPG anyway.
Okay.
While I'm pulling that up, I'd like to do it with advantage as I place a sack down on the counter as I'm speaking.
Also, you're inspired.
Oh, and I'm inspired.
Have that 1d8.
Nice.
Enjoy that
tasty,
1d8.
That tasty 1d8.
Inspired.
All right. So, problem is, I got to pull up my PDF
I love
again.
that video.
Let's see
Have
here.
you guys seen the Crap Guide to D&D Bard?
Yes.
What is my persuasion? It was my persuasion is +3 or +4. I'm waiting for it to pull up.
I actually don't remember. I don't have an updated character sheet.
Don't worry, Faran. If you fail, even with the inspiration, I have a +11 persuasion, so I think I can intervene.
It's
Right.
pulling up. Give me a second here. Persuasion is a +3. All right.
Okay.
So here we go with the roll.
Oh,
22.
Nice.
Wow.
So you didn't even need that D8.
Nope.
He
I
kind
mean, roll
of
it anyway.
stares at the little satchel and slides it off the bar. I'll count that later, but I think I could probably give you another 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sure you can give a little more time than that, but I'm
Hang on,
also
hang on, hang on.
offering, besides that 100 gold, services that may be needed in
How
turn.
about a month and a half?
Jeez. So he kind of scratches his beard a little bit and, I could use a little extra help around here. I've been getting a lot of crazy requests for people needing help with random questing here and there. And, well, I like the cut of both of your jibs. So, yeah, I think I can do a month and a half.
All right, the 100 gold. And then we start performing some of these quests for you to help pay off this debt.
All right.
Is that a fair bargain?
He spits in his hand and holds it out to you. That sounds like a fair deal.
Go ahead, Billy. Shake his hand. No, Faran grasps him by the forearm. The forearm.
Billy's kind of trying to figure out how to put his hand in without touching the spit.
You see all the floating math equations and stuff, and he's trying to figure it out.
Then Faran turns to Quintel. Does that work for you and your guild?
I believe that would be more than enough time.
I think they should get started on some of these quests to help knock down your debt.
Billy, as you were standing there doing your math calculations, staring at his spit-covered hand.
Eventually, Billy just goes in, grabs the hand, and does the shake. But he's got the Excalibur face from Soul Eater on the whole time.
So he firmly shakes, and the patron that was sitting not super close at the bar, but a few chairs down, kind of gets up, begins stumbling out. He kind of puts a shoulder up, or his hand up on Billy's shoulder. You, sir, are a fine lad. I don't feel so good. You can see the color from his face is kind of gone, but what really stands out is that the veins in his face are kind of black. Like they're a very blackened color, and his eyes are bloodshot, but not the veins. It's like his eyes have almost popped, like blood is actually pouring into his eyes. And he kind of looks at you. I really don't feel good at all. And as he's talking to you, he kind of spits a little bit of blood and mucus on you.
Guys, we have a problem.
Ferran turns around and notices this guy. Sirs, are you well?
No, boom, and he hits the floor. Cracks his head open, blood starts kind of pouring out onto the floor.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it this time.
You know what? In college, I've had those days. Oh, Jesus.
So,
Clean up
as you
aisle
guys are-
4.
as you guys are staring at this dude bleeding out, from across the room, a figure stands up. He's wearing like leather pants with a long black overcoat and a very wide-brimmed hat. And as he turns around, the most striking feature becomes apparent. He's wearing a mask that completely covers his face. You can't tell what race he is or anything. And the mask itself is elongated and looks like a large raven's beak of sorts. And he kind of walks over and through a muffled voice squats down looking at the man bleeding out, and through a slightly muffled but very audible voice, you can hear him begin to speak.
My. What have we here? I can only just imagine. And I reach into my coat and pull out a little vial, and I open it up, and I open the man's mouth and just starts pouring it in.
Whoa, what are you doing? Yo, hey, whoa.
Sir, this is my patient. You need to back right off. I will be right near you in a second.
Patient?
I'm going to continue with my work.
Roll a
Billy
medicine
just
check.
kind of tilts his head, staring at the man who walked up, and goes, "Plague doctor?"
What is a plague doctor?
It's a thing from
18.
my world, but like way in the past.
Another one of your games?
No. This was actual history in my world, but like, we had this really bad disease that we know only as the Black Plague that killed a lot of people way back, like thousands of years before I was born. And the doctors at the time would wear these really big-ass bird masks. Just like this guy.
Why?
This Black Plague you speak of really intrigues me, but I must ask for silence. I am at work.
So you rolled an 18 and pour your opium whatever mixture into his mouth.
Yep.
And he actually rolled a 9 in MRPG there. The body begins to convulse as foam kind of pours out of his mouth. His hands get all claw-shaped and tightened up, and then the body just goes completely still and doesn't move anymore.
I don't think that worked, Doctor.
He's dead, Jim.
Must have been too far gone.
Is that his name, Jim?
It's a reference. You wouldn't get it.
I stand up,
Seems illogical.
brush my hands, take my cane and measure him.
Okay.
You know.
But, haven't you done enough? Leave him alone.
The man needs to be measured for a coffin. I was too late. Unless you happen to be a necromancer and wish to bring him back. But...
Nah, bro, I'm pretty sure you killed him.
Far be it from me to ever agree with the bard, but in this case, yeah, from what I've seen, you killed him.
He was
my
actually
medicine works very well, thank you.
He was actually pretty
I was
stable
just too
till you
far-
gave him whatever
he
the
was
fuck
too far
that
gone.
was.
It was pretty stable. Billy, I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Constitution save. Oh fuck! He coughed on me. Motherfucker.
Oh, that's not a good sound.
Oh
20.
yeah. All right. So you realize
Not today, Plague.
right? You realizing that this dude coughed on you and obviously had something going on. Quickly wipe off the liquids before
Where's the
anything-
Purell?
before anything could happen. And amidst all of this chaos, the door suddenly bursts open, and you all get a whiff of a semi-familiar smell, except the plague doctor, who's wearing a mask. He can't smell anything but his flowers and herbs. But
Right.
but definitely Billy and Faerun, you recognize the smell instantly because you just dealt with it a little while ago. You smell goblin.
Swords instantly out as I turn towards the open door.
These little bastards.
My character is going to walk up to Billy, grab him by the arm, roll up his sleeves, look at his skin, and just give him a look over. Just really
so the
ripping
doctor is
clothes
pretty
off
much
and
like
just inspecting him.
Nope,
Bi-
I'm gonna
Bi-
inspect
Billy-
you.
Billy rips his arm away from the doctor, takes a step back, and does like the Kung Fu Ninja hand wavy thing. No touchy.
I am just checking
No
you.
touchy.
I am just checking you to see if the disease has spread.
No touchy.
I still must insist.
Get the fuck away from me.
I pull out another vial. At least take some of this. It will help ward off the plague.
Yeah, it works so well for the other guy, Ferran says over his shoulder as he's watching the door and the goblins.
I am not drinking that. Actually, you know what? I got a better idea. Billy grabs the phial from the doctor and throws it at the first goblin coming through the door, aiming for the mouth.
All right, roll just a dexterity check, no proficiency.
What is that? Is that a... Oh, that's a... I was about to put a 5 there. I would have been critically underselling myself.
Oh,
27.
Jesus. So the vial immediately shatters on the chest, the barrel chest of the first goblin that walked through the door. And he kind of looks down at it. And now that everybody's facing the same direction, walking in first is a 2.5 foot tall goblin. He's got a very large, rotund belly, a fur cloak, and very, very, very fine silken clothing on. And not surrounding, but kind of beside and behind him are not as well dressed, but obviously well equipped regular goblins that are quite muscular for goblins. And this initial goblin, the one in the front, kind of looks down at this vial that just exploded all over him. And he slowly looks back up and pulls what appears to be, for simplicity's sake, it's a cigar, but it's made out of parchment and pipe tobacco. He kind of pulls it out of his mouth. Well, Billy, you stupid wank. I knew I'd catch up with you eventually. You owe me a lot of money, you stupid bard.
Huh?
And that wraps it up for our bonus session of Chronicles of the Lost Realm.
The bonus session ends with Billy saying, "What the fuck?"
As all good ones should.
So
I was aiming for his head, by the way.
So essentially, what we've kind of covered a few of the bases to kind of wrap up season 1 In the meantime of all of this, just for the listener's sake, there'll be a little bit of kind of background talking where we're going to hash out some details to set us up a little bit better for season 2 that we don't want to bore you with the details. So this is all kind of stuff that'll happen in the middle. But as Chris had alluded to, we will be starting up a little... I definitely don't want to call it a filler because this is something you all are definitely going to want to hear. There's a great show coming called The Four Corners of Hell, in which we will bridge what's happening now to season 2 and really set us up nice. So definitely you want to keep an ear out for that. But let's go around the horn. Chris, where can we find more of your lovely voice?
Well, of course, you can find me anywhere Realm of the Mist Entertainment is heard, whether here on YouTube or any quality podcasts like iTunes, Anchor. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, check out all the other cool stuff. And, of course, right here at The Lost Realm, which, speaking of Four Corners of Hell, just real quick, let me let you guys know I am not an experienced DM. And what I'm going to be doing with the Four Corners of Hell, although Ray has stated that it shall be canon in the Lost Realm storyline, it is very homebrewed. So if you're listening and you're looking for pure D&D rules, this is probably not going to be the spin-off you want to listen to. But but the purpose is story for the sake of story, and just a little diversion before we jump into season 2. So
right on.
Bear with me, guys. I hope I give you a good one.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be great, and I get to play a character this time, so you all get to hear my lovely voice. Continuing on around our round table here, Billy, Keith, where can we find some more of your action?
Of course, you can always find me on the Chronicles of the Lost Realm. I'm a regular, playing Billy, obviously. Hey, awesome. And you can catch me every other Friday on Press A Gaming Podcast. I'm the host.
Yeah.
You know what? Tonight I've learned one thing about Billy that I never thought I would say. You're fucking Cusco from fucking Emperor's New Groove. Like almost every comment that comes out of your mouth, I'm hearing David Spade's voice.
That's the trick. It is David Spade.
Oh shit, they're on to me.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Scott, where can we get some more of you?
Well, I will be right here with you guys on the Chronicles of the Lost Realm.
Heck yeah. Sounds fantastic. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for bearing with us and kind of filling in the plot holes that were kind of left behind with this bonus episode. And make sure you check out our lovely little Four Corners of Hell. It will be a great, great show, I'm sure. I am the Chronicler. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram under Chronicles of the Lost Realm. Just send me a message. I'll be sure to respond. Thank you all and have a wonderful night.
Good night, guys.
Yay, Dad's home! Golly, Pop, we have been waiting all day for you so we can listen to the radio.
Daddy, may we listen to Chronicles of the Last Realm? But I want to listen to the Lone Ranger.
Now, son, you know we only listen to the highest quality, high fantasy, chaos-fueled podcast around.
Oh, shucks.
Chronicles of the Lost Realm podcast. High fantasy chaos for only the most discerning ear. Join us every other Friday to hear what crazy antics these players get into next. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and give us a like at Chronicles of the Lost Realm. Don't forget to check for us on YouTube, coming to you soon.